You know what's funny about that, Sydney?
Yeah.
Is that's the topic of today's show.
What a coincidence.
So we're going to be talking about 20 celebrities who you thought had it all, the celebrity lifestyle.
Well, they
had
did
all
at
the
one
money.
time.
They had all the glitz and everything, but when they passed away, they had zero.
Welcome to the closing table with the Money Guys, Sydney Young and Jared Parrish. This episode is being brought to you by Allura Financial, AlluraFinancial.com, your source for real estate investment funding. Now, presenting the Money Guys. All right. Hey, welcome to Closing Table with the Money Guys. I'm Sydney Young.
And Jared Parrish.
The Money Guys. We got
Yo Money.
This show's brought to you, sponsored. Brought to you, sponsored, erupted by, corrupted by, injected by, whatever the word is, Superior Abstract and Title.
The official title company of the Closing Table with the Money Guys. They are the Closing Table.
That's right. David
where
up
the
there,
closing
Superior
table
Abstract and Title. Look them up, superiorabstract.com. They can close you no matter where you at.
Yes. Ever since COVID, most of our closings are all mobile.
So
you're
let's
able to
say
sign
you
in
were
the
going
comfort
to
of your own
close
home.
today, but Uncle Johnny died. You're at the funeral. Okay? They'll send a notary to the funeral. You go say your goodbyes, Uncle Johnny, and you sign your docs, huh?
Yeah, that'd be a little creepy. It's like, I'm very sorry for your loss. If you wouldn't mind signing here, press hard. You're making 3 copies.
Superior Abstract and Title. We appreciate them very much as one of our
Yes.
sponsors and the official sponsor of this show.
Yes.
Now, they say there's death in money.
I thought there was money in death.
Yes, that too.
Now, we did cover that in one of our previous shows, and we were able to really eloquently show that there really isn't all that much money.
What about when you think your rich uncle, who you've seen on TV, radio, like you're on radio.
I'm on
You know?
radio. You're on radio.
And the old bastard kicks you over, and you go, all right, I know I'm in his wheel. And then you kind of find out he don't have a wheel because he ain't got no money. You go, he's broke.
Now, you know what's funny about that, Sydney?
Yeah.
Is that's the topic of today's show.
What a coincidence.
So we're going to be talking about 20 celebrities who you thought had it all, the celebrity lifestyle.
Well,
had
they
all
did
the
at one
money.
time.
They had all the glitz and everything, but when they passed away, they had zero.
Okay, I got to ask a question. On the male celebrities, was there a woman that's part of the cause of their downfall?
We will have to find out. Let's
Not
see.
that I'm discriminating. I'm just saying.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with it.
No hating going on here. If there is, then that's a smart woman and a stupid man. all right?
Everyone has equal rights to be broke.
That's right.
Just put it like that.
There you go. Okay, who we got?
So we're going to start with number 1 on the list. And, we typically do reverse, but I'm going to be a little different today just because I feel like being a little different.
He's a little different.
So you may recognize this name.
All right.
Once referred to as the King of Pop,
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
He didn't die broke.
Now, when he passed away in 2009,
Give me my milk.
right? So, at the time of his death, he was actually in debt, $500 million.
No shit.
Yeah. So the King of Pop, who died from an overdose of surgical anesthetic, was reportedly in debt due to the extravagant spending on cars, art, exotic animals, and jewelry.
Dude, you see that video when he went shopping that time in Vegas?
Oh, yeah, just I'll take that. I'll take that.
And the guy's
I'll
going,
take
okay, I'm going to put in about 10 of those, not just one.
that. Right? Little credit card fraud. Girl.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna hurt nobody. He goes, as well as donating huge amounts of his dwindling fortune to charity.
Oh, and don't forget all the people he paid off that because they wouldn't bring up the charges against him.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if we really want to get into that discussion.
We don't.
Yeah, that's a.
But here's another thing. Do you honestly think Michael Jackson had a sense of what value money brings?
No, I think when because think about it. I mean, he was a star from a very young age.
Yeah.
And there was millions of dollars flowing in, and I think growing up with that, I think you lose the concept of money. I think that's why when he was in that store and he was saying, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that.
Yeah.
There was an interview with Eminem.
Oh.
And this is the first time he bought a Rolex. So he sold his first album, and he has his manager, that's managing his money. And
I like the
else.
yellow ones; they're my favorite.
And he had to call his manager because he went to a store, that sold Rolexes, and he had to call his manager. He's like, "Can I afford that?" Because I mean, it was just so much money. He had no real concept of it. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Okay, so Michael Jackson died
$500 million in debt.
But his estate, once he died, started making money.
No, that is $500 million in excess of his estate. So he was in the negative $500 million. That's a lot. That's a lot of change.
That's a lot of change.
Number 2 on the list, Mr. Marvin Gaye.
Oh, Marvin died?
Marvin Gaye.
Oh, wow.
Passed away in 1984 due to a gunshot wound from his own father. The Motown singer, who was shot to death by his own father, was in debt due to his struggles with drug addiction and multiple divorces. He even moved to Europe to avoid paying taxes owed to the IRS.
How many divorces did he have? Do you know?
It doesn't say here, but it says that he died $9 million in debt, half of which was owed to the IRS.
But, he died back in the 80s, 70s, something like that.
Yeah,
By now, his estate has to be positive flowing.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Well, the show that we had yesterday talking about the copyright lawsuits. Well, his family, they got millions from Robin Thicke and Pharrell Williams. So they should be positive cash flow by now. Get all caught up on your taxes. Number 3 on the list, we've got Judy Garland.
Oh,
from the Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
And plus she had a singing career. She was really high on the hog.
Did she do the Skippy?
Yeah, that's the mother of Liza Minnelli.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, that's her
I
mom.
didn't know that.
Yeah. A little factoid there.
And for you youngsters, don't know who Liza Minnelli is, well, tough shit.
I was waiting for some kind of information there. Okay, so Judy Garland. After a lifelong struggle with substance abuse, Garland died of a barbiturate overdose.
Damn.
She was notoriously overworked and underpaid, taken advantage of by managers and husbands, and near the end of her career...
Explain taken advantage of.
I don't really want to go into that.
Oh, okay.
Near the end of her career, she was unable to perform due to her addiction. So that's really sad. And at the time of her death in 1969, Judy Garland was in debt $4 million.
Which you think about it, back in those days, that was like $40-50 million bucks, if not more.
Yeah, if not more. I mean, just even.
Okay, how do you get that far in debt? How do people extend you $4 million of services, products, and you say,
I think a lot of it kind of goes into an extravagant lifestyle, but with her, it doesn't specify here. But with all of her substance abuse, going to those treatment clinics, a lot of these big celebrities, they don't have. Well, for one, back then health insurance wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But going to the clinics for substance abuse, I mean, it was incredibly expensive.
Well, think about it. We go back to Michael Jackson. If if he were alive today, performing everything else, and someone from his organization called up and said, Michael Jackson wants $3 million of your services, and we'll pay you in such time. You would do it because your credibility, man. The guy is worth millions.
I mean that's part of the power of celebrity. You've got that name. They're like, oh, of course.
When you don't need
because when you see somebody in the news all the time, you automatically think that they're worth just millions upon millions, and their bank account is worth millions upon millions. Now, what's funny is how there's this big the wealth inequality, and they look at like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or someone. And they're like, oh man, he's worth $170 billion. They think he's got that much money, and they don't.
What do you mean he doesn't? He can go to the bank right now. I want to cash out.
No.
Load those 3 trucks up there.
Hear me out.
All right.
The $170 billion that they're worth is in the stock of their business.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like they got billions sitting in a bank account with Chase.
He probably does have billions sitting somewhere.
Who?
Jeff.
No.
Where's it sitting?
Not billions.
Jeff? Uncle Jeffy?
Yeah.
Where's it sitting at?
So he only, not that this is the topic of today's show, but just to shut this asshole up. So he only
Which is hard to do.
He pays himself $70,000 a year. That's Jeff. What he has on his taxes.
How's he supposed to live like that?
But because he has his company buy all of his shit, he orders it on Amazon. But his wealth is all tied up in stock. That's why he's worth.
You think his package show up on time?
I bet they do.
Next.
I mean, who's he going to call? But anyway, so next on the list, number 4, we've got Bela Lugosi.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, you have.
Oh.
Promise you have. The actor most famous for his role as the lead character in the 1931 horror classic Dracula.
Oh, that guy.
He spent, he spent much of his fortune on drugs and alcohol.
Nice.
Though he continued to work consistently, appearing in more than 50 films after that, he could never hold on to his income. Died of a heart attack in his sleep. So the circumstances at his death in 1956, he only had $1,900 in his bank account, and he owned $1,000 worth of real estate.
Damn.
That was it.
With a name like that.
A name like that. I mean, think
Bela
about
Lugosi. What's your name? Bela Lugosi.
Think about it. After his big role in Dracula in 1931, he started more than 50 films.
Damn.
And then he only died with $2,000.
Well, I just like the name, man.
Bela Lugosi?
Yeah, I'm naming my next pet after him. Bela Lugosi.
A lot of people.
You want the Stromboli or you want the sauce? Which one?
Now, here's a name that most people probably will know. Number 5 on our list, Mickey Rooney.
Oh, not Mickey Rourke.
No, not Mickey Rourke. He's still alive.
Yeah, Mickey Rooney, that short little guy from the 30s or whatever.
Little shorty. So allegedly suffering from physical and financial abuse at the hands of his 8th wife.
8?
His 8th wife and her son.
Let
me repeat that, okay? Allegedly suffering from physical and financial abuse at the hands of his 8th wife and her son. That sounds terrible. Mickey Rooney died with only a small fraction of the fortune he made acting. The $18,000 that he had left was willed to his stepson, who allegedly physically and financially abused him, who was accused of stealing $8.5 million from the elderly actor. The circumstances at his death is he owed medical bills and back taxes, and he died. And he passed away in 2014.
Wow,
that's
sad.
I mean, you know, we see these celebrities and just think that, you know, they've got it all, you know, this crazy life, and then end up finding out of all the abuse and all the dark stories behind it. It's kind of sad.
Only 18 bills in the bank.
Number 6, a lot of you might know, Corey Haim.
Oh, that young kid died at the Viper Room over there off Sunset Strip.
No, not the that wouldn't have
That's River Phoenix.
That was River Phoenix.
Okay, same group.
Yeah, actually it was the same group. So in 2010, he passed away. The Lost Boys star Corey Haim, who allegedly suffered sexual abuse as a child actor, struggled.
You know from who, don't you?
Really? Is it Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
That's interesting. He struggled with a drug addiction that marred his career. Having no insurance, his frequent stints in rehab depleted his bank account, and he died with medical debt and owing over $200,000 in back taxes. That sucks.
That's a lot.
For one, I mean, his, once again, celebrity, you think, oh, man, he's an actor, he's got all this stuff going on, and then all the things they're struggling with, you just never expect it.
These people here, normally we do commercials about companies who are out of business. This is actually one that's still in business. They're not struggling. We'll be right back.
Excuse me, sir? I just got off the phone with the chief astronomer. They'd like to name a star after you.
Which one?
The sun.
Oh. This calls for tequila.
The finest tequila.
Astral Tequila.
See, a legitimate commercial from legitimate company from legitimate us. Huh? Okay,
It's all legitimate.
it's all legitimate. We're talking about celebrities who died with their net worth down in the toilet.
Down in the gutter. So number 7, a lot of you may not know, but Veronica Lake.
Never heard of her.
A Hollywood femme fatale from the 1940s.
What's a femme fatale?
Just go look it up. Google it.
What the hell? You ask a question, you get to go look it up. Google it? The fuck?
Lake spent her fortune on booze as her career went south. A miscarriage and a string of failed marriages led her to alcoholism, and she died at 50 of liver and kidney damage.
Damn, that's a lot of
So
alcohol.
the circumstances at her death, she was penniless, completely broke.
Wow.
In 1973.
What'd she do as far as to make her somewhat famous of some sorts?
She was an actress.
Didn't say what movie or anything?
No, I mean, this is from the 1940s. So even if I mention the movies, we're probably not going to know them anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
But someone, I mean, we've got her picture up there. Yeah. So
we have listeners all around the world, believe it or not. So some of y'all might know her.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is, yeah. What he said. Number 8, Omar Sharif.
Not Omar.
Omar. Now, I know you don't know who he
I don't
is,
know who
but you're about to find out.
Okay.
He's an Egyptian film star. Hold it. Yes, an Egyptian film star, famous for his roles in Lawrence of Arabia and Dr. Zhivago. So that should spark some memories for some people. He was also notorious for his drinking and gambling habits. After gambling his fortune away, he lived in a string of hotels and died of a heart attack in Cairo.
Wow.
So the circumstances at his death was...
But I love that syrup, man. That's good stuff.
So, yeah, this guy was just completely broke at the time of his death in 2015.
Cairo syrup.
That's sad. All right, number 9, we have Anita Ekberg.
Never heard of her.
Swedish actress Anita Ekberg, famous for her role in Fellini's La Dolce Vita.
La Dolce Vita.
La Dolce Vita.
La Dolce, is that Italian?
That's Italian for the sweet life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Enjoyed a successful series of acting jobs in the late 1960s. Her roles, however, dried up in the 1970s. No one liked her anymore. A divorce and multiple robberies left her living out her last days in seclusion in a rundown Italian villa. Completely destitute at her death in 2015. Damn, it's sad. I don't want to end up like that.
Not a destitute Italian villa.
That's why you need a retirement account.
Maybe a Mexican villa.
It was an Italian villa.
Oh, okay.
I would want to go to Italian. If I had to choose between the Mexican villa or the Italian villa.
Nah, take the Italian. A lot of good food there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good bread, pasta.
Don't ever go against the family.
Number 10, we've got Bobby Driscoll. Child actor and the voice of Disney's Peter Pan.
Oh. Okay.
Driscoll had a promising career in sight, which was cut short when he lost his Disney contract as a teen and became addicted to drugs. He died of heart failure at 31 and was buried in an unmarked grave in New York City.
Poor Bobby.
So the circumstances at his death, he was penniless and living in an abandoned
building. You know what? Everyone on this list so far, their value's going up. They're on the podcast with Closing Table with the Money Guys.
Yeah, I'm sure
they
they're
finally
really
made
concerned about
they
that, too.
They finally made it, man.
Yeah, they got it all the way over to here. Number 11 on our magical list today, Frances Farmer. Now, she was a very lovely actress. A stage and screen actress who struggled with mental health and addiction problems, Farmer was eventually diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and institutionalized. She died of esophageal cancer after a life of heavy smoking and drinking. She passed away in 1970, completely penniless.
Wow.
You picked one hell of a depressing topic.
Telling
today,
you, man,
Sidney.
this shit here is just...
I mean, but it's interesting.
Makes me feel better about me, huh?
It's interesting to see, though, like I keep repeating, you think these people have it all.
Well, we all strive, and you see some of these, like Jared said, you see those actors, and you say, man, I wish I could do that. And then you see it.
But also, you see people that, okay, so let's say they made $20 million for one film, right? And you think about yourself, and you're like, man, if I had $20 million, I could just retire and never have to worry about it again, and I just let my money grow interest, and I could just I'd never be broke again. And you hear these people, let me think. Michael Jackson made a hell of a lot more than $20 million. He made millions upon millions.
But money's addictive. You know that.
Yes, apparently so are drugs.
As you start to gain money, you get addicted to the chase, not exactly the money itself, the chase of obtaining more money.
Yeah, and drugs are bad, okay?
Down with drugs, up with money.
Number 12. Everyone should know this name, and if you don't, you should go look it up. Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh, dude. Wow.
Yeah. Try to act surprised. The legendary singer's fortune could not support his lavish spending habits. When Davis died from complications due to throat cancer, his $4 million estate was not enough to cover his tax debts, forcing his widow to auction off his personal possessions.
And his funeral, what's his name? Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and I forgot the third guy. Each chipped in to pay for his funeral.
Yes, they all had to pay for it. So Sammy Davis Jr. passed away in 1990, and he owed $5.2 million in debt to the IRS. And his estate was only worth $4 million.
Wow.
So if you do the math, they still had to come up with an extra $1.2 million. That's sad. That sucks. That's leaving his family.
And he was pretty popular, too.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. So number 13, we've got Gary Coleman.
Oh, what you talking about, Willis?
One of the highest paid actors on television, Coleman declared bankruptcy after legal battles with his adoptive parents, agents, and lawyers. He died at 42 after a series of seizures and an accidental fall down a staircase. The circumstances at his death is he was penniless.
But he's like a short little guy.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean he's worth more.
But, here's what I love about this guy.
Are you talking about the fall?
Well, no, I just saying that. But
like Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down? I mean,
yeah, they do. Here's what I like about the guy. Okay, he went for a Hollywood star. He humbled himself. Said, I just need money. Went to work security guard. Remember that?
Yeah, he was. Wasn't he on one of the reality shows, like The Biggest Loser or something?
Now, I personally think he was smart as shit. All these people, look, he's secure. He got more publicity being a security guard than he probably did on regular TV.
That's a good possibility. Yeah, but I mean, there was a lot of those reality shows that just take these washed up celebrities and try to revitalize their image. Yeah, those are always depressing as well. It's like, look where they've come. Number 14, I was surprised to hear about this one.
Yeah,
Whitney Houston.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she passed away in 2012. I can't believe it's already from 2012. It's crazy. It's been almost 10 years. Next year will be 10 years. After years of drug and alcohol abuse, stints in rehab, and an epic legal battle with her stepmother, Houston, one of the best-selling singers of all time, was millions in debt when she drowned in a bathtub at the age of 48.
Because all that stress, think about it, I owe millions, not a few thousand, millions. I'm a celebrity. The word gets out, I owe millions. People gonna think I'm broke.
Well, I think plus when you hit that level and you've got so many millions of dollars coming in and out, if you owe millions over here, you're like, I'll get it. I'll pay it off.
Right. You've always got a way to go create another song, movie, something. But that was a lot of stress she was living under.
And that's honestly, it's one of the things where it doesn't really surprise me how many of them actually file for bankruptcy.
But think about it. I forgot the name of the hotel. I think it's Ritz-Carlton, whatever it was there in Beverly Hills where she died that night because that event was going on. She dies. 2 hours later, the event starts, 3 hours, whatever it was, and word's getting out she died here in the hotel. The event still goes on. People still laughing, clapping, drinking. Like, wow, amazing.
Isn't it, though? So we've got Cliff Ukulele Ike Edwards.
Hell of a name.
Hell of a name. The singer and Broadway star famous for voicing Disney's Jiminy Cricket.
Oh.
Declared, when you wish upon a star.
Yeah.
Love that. Gotta love
Jiminy.
He declared bankruptcy 4 times after 3 divorces with hefty alimony payments. Edwards, who struggled with alcoholism and a gambling habit, died of a heart attack in 1971 at the age of 71. So he was born in 1900. Number 16, we have Harry Nilsson.
Harry Nilsson. Now, remember, this is not Bald Nilsson. This is Harry Nilsson.
Where's it at? So the singer and songwriter, who was born with a congenital heart problem, died of heart failure at 52 after filing for bankruptcy. I think he was under a little bit of stress, maybe. He could have contributed to that.
Yeah.
Most of his fortune was swindled by his former manager, who was eventually imprisoned for stealing millions from multiple clients. That's a story we've heard a lot about with discussing all the celebrity financial problems.
They trust too much to their manager.
Yeah, I mean, Dane Cook, the comedian Dane Cook.
Oh, yeah.
His brother stole millions from him, wiped him out.
It just blows your mind the trust they put in people put with other people's money, so to speak.
It's true.
Most of these people are probably never had millions, never had any significant amount of money, and all of a sudden they've got it, they don't know how to handle it, and the manager goes, "This is what I do. Don't worry about it. Here's a card, it'll never quit working.
Just trust me. Trust me." Yeah, whatever. Number 17 on the list, Billie Holiday.
Oh, the jazz singer.
The jazz legend who repeatedly lent her money to her mother to open a restaurant was also plagued by legal problems. which led her to being banned from performing in any venue that sold alcohol. Wink, wink. Maybe there was an alcohol problem. Targeted by the FBI for heroin addiction, she died surrounded by police guards who were serving.
Now, why would the FBI be targeting someone for heroin addiction?
Yeah, that's a good question. Now, she passed away in 1959, so maybe it just worked a little different back then.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe they're like, no, local police can't handle celebrities.
Yeah,
just leave it to the feds.
Yeah.
So at her death in 1959,
how much?
She only had $750 in her bank account.
Damn. That's not a whole lot.
No, I mean, and she had one hell of a career. And, I mean, once again, drugs are
Billie
bad.
Holiday.
Okay? Billie Holiday. Number 18. Andy Gibb. We talked about the brothers.
I like Andy.
We talked about the brothers Gibb yesterday.
Yeah.
The youngest of the three Bee Gees, Andy Gibb, had some success as a solo artist.
Yeah.
But it was short-lived.
He was hosting that show. What was it called? Star Search or something? No, it's Ed McMahon, wasn't it?
No, yeah.
It was some show like that. I don't know.
So his depression and drug addiction led to lost opportunities, and his binges took precedent over his work. The young singer ended up bankrupt and died at 30 from myocarditis caused by years of cocaine abuse.
Oh.
So, and at his death in 1988, it was reported that he was at millions of dollars in debt.
Wow.
So he owed a lot of money. I guess the more money you make, the more money you owe.
The Gibb brothers wouldn't help him out?
Apparently not. I guess you can't collect from a dead guy. Number 19, we've got Charlie Parker.
Never heard of him.
He's a jazz saxophonist.
Oh, okay.
And also referred to as Bird. Now, there was a biography movie made about him called Bird.
Birdman. He was in Alcatraz.
Not Birdman, damn it. The pioneering jazz saxophonist and composer developed an opiate addiction. That's called heroin for you folks. Opiate addiction after fracturing his spine in a car accident. He struggled with mental health issues and gained a reputation for being unreliable, ultimately sabotaging his career. Parker died at 34 of pneumonia and a bleeding ulcer. Now get this part. Drugs are bad, okay? The doctor who performed an autopsy on him reportedly thought that Parker was a man in his 60s based on the condition of his body.
Wow.
And he was only 34 years old.
Jeez, that's a lot of drugs.
So in 1955, at his death, he was penniless, worth nothing. That's sad.
Yeah, it is.
Last one on our list, number 20, we've got Dana Plato.
Oh, yeah, from that show. Well, the same one, what's his name was on?
Different Strokes. She
Yeah.
was the older sister.
Yeah.
So the Different Strokes actress whose fortune was stolen by an accountant. That sucks. Once again, don't trust other people with your money. Make sure you got your hands on it. She struggled with drug and alcohol addiction for much of her career. After losing most of her money, she was arrested for robbing a video store.
Oh, wow.
That sucks. Plato died at 34 from a prescription drug overdose.
Wow.
And at the time of her death in 1999,
How
she
much?
was only worth $1,000.
Wow.
That's it.
That's the way it goes. You see, but here's the majority of the story to these. Most of these are drug issues, not divorce. Some are, but even the ones that have drug and alcohol issues.
Yep. And it's a sad thing. It really is. So stay away from drugs. It's not good. But if you're in real estate and you're looking for a title company, who should they call?
Superior Abstract and Title. It's superiorabstract.com, the official
title company of the Closing Table with the Money Guys.
My name's Sidney Young.
And Jared Parrish.
We're the Money Guys. We got your money. Adios.